everyone, welcome back to Little Alchemist Helper. Mr. Anderson here again today, and we are going to go over all of the premium Alchemist types. So, when you start out the game, you get these first three: Healer, Elementalist, Enchanter. Once you start getting a little bit higher up in the arena, you can use your dark orbs to purchase 9 more powers. So we're going to run through those 9, what they're good for, what they're not good for, and whether or not they're a good investment. I've actually bought all 9 and leveled all of them all the way up as high as they go. So we'll just start here with this first one, Combo Master. You start the battles with some orbs filled. That was the original intent when they first released this, is that you would get some, meaning more than one, but they only ever released one level to it. So all you can actually do is start the battle with one orb filled. Now they did this kind of out of fear that if you could start with multiple orbs, you could get to 5 orbs in one turn and then turn around and play a fused final form like that. And it would greatly unbalance the game when everyone was capped at 40 health realistically. I don't think that's true anymore. I think they should go back in and turn back on. Look, and I'm going to tie. That's why I don't use it. It's not that helpful. They should really go back and turn on the level 2 and the level 3 version of this, because at this point, with the larger health pools, you don't get that huge advantage that you once had. So that's Combo Master. It's really expensive. I don't recommend you buy it. Next one, Greed. This has 3 levels. You get 20, 30, and... or not 20, 30, 20, 40, and 60% more coins, and that applies everywhere but heroics. It applies in the arena. We'll try and win this time, and then you can actually see the extra coins that you get. So it basically just acts like you have the original healer power. It doesn't give you any advantage in the battle whatsoever. But once the battle is over... yeah, I should be able to do this. Once the battle is over, it will activate, and I will get 10 extra coins. I'm not exactly sure on the rounding on that, but you'll get around 10 extra coins for each arena battle that you can win, and it's 60% on the adventure battles. I'm not going to show that because I have a very limited amount of energy right now, and I want to show you other powers with those. So up next is Lobotomizer. By the way, Greed, excellent one to buy. Probably the highest return on investment as far as dark orbs go, in comparison and comparing them to buying upgrade boosts, which is the other option in the armory. You can buy boosts, but it's much wiser to spend your orbs on Greed instead if you're just looking for dust. Lobotomizer, it will remove 5, 10, or 15 cards from your opponent. So there, you just saw those were his cards getting stripped out of his deck, and now he's down to 18. I've messed around with this a little bit in the arena. I don't think it gives you that much of an advantage. You can certainly kind of pin your opponents in the corner, especially if you can draw them down a little bit. But if you can overpower them, it's much easier to overpower them. The other place that I've heard it's useful is in heroics. Not to try and deck out your opponents, but you get weaker cards from the opponents in Heroics mode the longer you play them, and so you start each battle kind of progressed into it, and so you get the weaker cards coming out. Lucky is the next one. Oh, well, I keep doing this. I also don't really recommend you buy Lobotomizer unless you have some of these other ones. Lucky's also not necessary. It only does anything in the adventure mode, and so I'll just run a quick battle here. And like Greed, it doesn't actually do anything during the battle. So it's just like I'm using an Enchanter. There's no extra. It doesn't affect the cards I draw. It doesn't affect really anything at all during the battle. All it does is it changes your odds of getting a card from the boss here after you've won. So level 1 is a 10% increase, level 2 is a 20% increase, and level 3 is a 30% increase. And there you saw I got that little clover, meaning that it activated and it gave me a card. A lot of confusion around this one is some people think that it changes which card you'll get, like rarity. It doesn't affect that at all. It just affects whether or not you will get a card. But it still will help you get dust faster than not having anything at all. So if you're really into collecting rare cards, trying to get the boss cards, that's an excellent power to use. If you're just looking for dust, I'd definitely stick with Greed. The next one is Master Elementalist. This removes health. I think it's 3, 6, and 10, but don't quote me on that. I use it in the arena very, very rarely. Where I actually use it is in the Heroics portal. I switch off between this and Master Healer. So I've played this a little bit already before I started this. And I used Master Healer to just stockpile a whole bunch of health. Tap Dog, he's got a little bit more precise strategy. I just pile a bunch up and then I play, and then I see where I'm at. Usually around Francois or Xanther or Miles, somewhere in there I'll switch depending on how much I've stockpiled. I don't really know exact science to it, but taking a huge chunk out of their health definitely will help you progress through the arena a lot faster. So let's keep going. So yeah, buy that one, but probably not first. Master Enchanter. This is one, again, it only has one level. I honestly I've never used it before. I bought it, I think I used it once, and I'll show you what it does. I don't recommend buying this one. So there you just saw it activated. Now I have 6 slots for my orbs to fill. But that's not much of an advantage compared to other powers. So there, now I have 6 full orbs. I'm getting a decent boost to my cards each turn, which is helpful, sure, but compared to being able to heal or being able to do extra damage, it's just not there. And then another misconception. So I'll use 5 orbs. You'd think I have 1 left over. This card will become a 34, 23, and that 34 will get doubled to 68. Like, that would be really cool. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. If you activate a final form, it doesn't use that last remaining orb. It just sits there for that turn. And so, again, there's not a whole lot of point to it. It can't help that much. I won that one, but definitely not worth the Stardust unless you're, not the Stardust, the Dark Orbs, unless you're just really, really into collecting. Okay, we got 3 more. Master Healer. This is the one that I use by far the most. I use it in Heroics, I use it in the Arena, I use it. A lot of people, I don't, but a lot of people use it in the Adventure to beat the harder bosses. If you're looking for a good one to start with, I'd probably consider this one, especially if you like playing as a healer. If you don't really like playing as a healer, then I'd probably wait till this would be like your third or your fourth purchase. I'd probably buy Greed before this and play healer in the Adventure mode and play a different Alchemy type in the Arena if that's more the style that you enjoy. But combining this with the extra health points that you can buy, you can just, it's, to me, the only strategy that I can consistently win with. So I've used this one way more than any other. So it's 3 levels. It's just like Master Elementalist, where you get 3, 6, or 10 health at the beginning of the battle. And I really hope that's right. I didn't look this stuff up. I'm going off memory, so sorry, guys. Alright, 2 more to go. Quick Learner. This is another one. I don't really understand why it's in the game. You get extra experience here, but by the time that you'd have enough orbs to buy it, most people are already level 100 anyway, and experience really only, I should have kept this hand, only serves a purpose of getting your refill faster, which in turn can get you some more dust, but it's not cost justifiable. Using Greed will get you way farther than this, and then it doesn't do anything anywhere else. It doesn't do anything in Goblin fights, it doesn't do anything in the Heroics mode, and it doesn't do anything in the Arena. So it's just this. Also, it's bugged. It doesn't actually show you how much extra experience you get. I think it doesn't show you experience at all. It just kind of, 250, that's how much you normally got. It gives you the extra experience, it just doesn't show it to you. But I bought all 3 levels, probably not worth it. Okay, so the last one, Tiebreaker. So Tiebreaker, it's what it does, it's 1 level only. I'd say it's most useful for the Arena, and it's a really good first purchase because it's 1 level and it's cheap. I think it's only 400 to buy it. So if you can tie your opponent, you win. And you'll notice that your opponent will never play Tiebreaker. And I got a terrible hand, so I'm probably not even going to pull this off. But what it does is it turns any tie into a win, and obviously a win is still a win and a loss is still a loss. But if you're consistently tying here in the Arena, I got lucky. I actually just won outright. But if you would have knocked all my health out, I still would have won. You don't have to keep your health above 0. So it really can change some of the strategies you use, and it really can make the Reflect cards and the Counter-Strike cards much more viable options. So if you're free to play, it's a wonderful power to use in the Arena because you can get a boss card from the adventures that have good Reflect or Counter-Strike abilities, and then use Tiebreaker to kind of even it out and keep up with some of the pay-to-win crowd or pay-to-play crowd, whatever you want to call them. But that's it. The last comment I'll have on these alchemy types is how to set a defensive alchemy type. According to Chin on the forums, it's whatever power you leave up when you quit the game. So if I were to set it as Master Elementalist, and shut down the game. That would be my Alchemy type. Went for whoever played my deck until I opened the game, played, and shut it down again with a different Alchemy type. So that's how you set your defensive deck in the arena. So that's all I have for you. Sorry my voice is a little scratchy today. It's winter. Yay, winter. But we're still going forward, even with the new news of kind of reduced support in the game. We're still going forward with the channel. We're still going to be pumping out videos. It's the holiday season, so they might slow down a little bit. It's gotten pretty busy for me, I know, and I'm sure Tab Dog's pretty busy himself. But I'm still going to try and pump out videos as often as I can. The limited support does come with one perk, and if you guys are still following me here all the way at the end of this super long video, you probably already read it on the forums. But in case you haven't, upcoming packs are going to drop in price. They're not going to be 72 gems anymore. They're only going to be 50. So that's kind of the trade-off. Cheaper packs, and we should see that here probably by the time this video is uploaded. So maybe that won't be news to you. Oops. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for supporting us. Just the community that still exists, keeping this game together, really means a lot to me personally. Even though I don't get anything monetarily. It's not my game. I get asked that if I'm on the development team. I didn't develop this game. I just really enjoy playing it. It means so much to me, though, just seeing that there are still people out there wanting to watch stuff on YouTube and be part of the community, be part of the Discord. Let's keep this game going. My next video I plan on doing is going to hopefully be more towards Congregate and some ideas to make this basically a maintenance-free game that can go in, just keep itself going forever. So hopefully we can kind of start that discussion of what needs to happen to really get their maintenance level down and just turn this into kind of a side profit for them. Really make it worth the investment of a few minor tweaks to get kind of a perpetual side profit that doesn't require a lot of maintenance. So keep an eye out for that video. If you haven't already, subscribe, and then you'll get a notification about when it comes out, or it'll pop up on your YouTube feed. But again, thanks for watching. Thanks.